Hello. Today we are talking about the daughter of Dr. Maru, I think is how you pronounce it. So, this is another Sylvia Moreno Garcia book. I really like her writing. I will say, this one is not it's not my favorite one. It's still good, but compared to The Fungus and Silver Nitrate, this is just not quite as good as those. Still very interesting. This is a play on an original novel called The Island of Dr. Moreau, and that is about this scientist who's creating these humanoid, like, animal creatures. So that is very much a plot in this, but then there's a little more to it, and she makes it her own story. I I like the plot. I think Carlotta is a very interesting main character. I I am glad. So there's another character named Montgomery in this, and he's known Carlotta since she was 14, and once she's of age, which is 20, he starts having romantic feelings about her, but also thinks she deserves better, but still can't push aside that he does love her. I'm really glad they didn't end up together. I honestly, I'm glad that they were more friends because I don't think I would have liked them being lovers because he is significantly older than her, and I just ugh. So I'm glad that the author didn't do that. I will say one of the big twists, I don't know if you'd really call it a twist because it's, in my opinion, very easy to guess. Like, I guessed it right from the get go. And so when that turned out to be, I was like, oh, I, I called it. But it is it is fun. Even if you do guess it, like it's still fun. Now, I I'm gonna be real. I don't know why the author, Sylvia Moreno Garcia, I don't know why she's placed with horror because I really don't think her books are horror. The Fungus was the closest I could deem to horror, but I very much think she should be in like a supernatural romance category. Like that's what I would describe. Her books are still really good. She's an amazing author and they're very interesting, but they are not horror. Cuz The Fungus has the most horror elements, but even still it just doesn't scream horror. But overall, The Daughter of Dr. Moreau, I really enjoyed it. I think it was very interesting, and it was fun to have her take on a classic novel. I haven't read the classic novel yet, so it is on my to read list. It'll be fun to like kind of look at them both and see if there are, you know, certain similarities. But basically, main character, she is raised kind of isolated from civilization. She's with her father and the creatures that he creates, but she's very close to the creatures. And then Montgomery comes in later when she's 14 and he starts helping, and her and Montgomery just butt heads. Like, she's very opinionated with Montgomery and lashes out if she feels like he's being unkind to her. And then eventually, her father is being funded by this very wealthy man who owns a bunch of little haciendos, I think is how you pronounce it. But it's just little estates that either they harvest sugar or I think there was one where it's like a farm and they slaughter cows or pigs. And so her father's little establishment, they do a little bit of that, and then they mostly focus on trying to create a bunch of hybrids, is how they refer to them in the novel. But the owner's son ends up coming down one day, and him and Carlotta immediately are like taken by each other. The owner's son was with his cousin, and the cousin just doesn't like it. He thinks that there's something wrong, so he writes to the father, and the father ends up coming, but he also looks into like all of the doctor's affairs, and that's how we learn some more details behind things, and that's how some truth is brought to light. But it's very interesting. And her last encounter with Eduardo, I loved. It was perfect. Like, but the ending I think was great. She's able to live her own life and is even able to get some funding so she can start a sanatorium and create a safe space, and I love that for her. So overall, I think this was a really good book. It's not scary. Like, again, I would just go into this if you like Sylvia Moreno Garcia, or if you just want a good book that's interesting and has a lot of different elements. But I wouldn't go into this book if you're looking for horror, because there is really none. So overall, love this book. I think I'd give it, I think on a rating, I would give it maybe a 7, because it's still really good. I would read it again, but I am glad that I rented, like I checked this out from the library, because I don't know if I absolutely love it. And so I'm like, if I got it, like if someone just bought it for me, would not be mad. But I don't know if I would want to spend a bunch, like a bit of money on it. So, yeah. All right. Goodbye.